Richician.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks. Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, joined by Gungnir. It's not every day we have a special guest in my Q&A episodes, but yeah, welcome to Q&A number 200!
Yes!
Yes, we made it guys, we made it. I didn't think we would after I ended up cancelling it briefly, but here we are. I was hoping to get a bigger group call going, but this is perfectly fine. I don't know if Dragon Moss will want to jump in later, but for now, Gungnir is joining me as I answer all these questions, including his. And boy, are there a lot of questions since I lifted the limit for this episode. So let's get straight on into it. You of course submitted the first 40 questions. Oh yeah, and just before I read them, thanks everyone for congratulating me. I appreciate it. 1. In Duelist Kingdom, there were some strange rules like field power bonuses and a percentage, in percentage, and stone soldiers attacking the moon. Did it feel to you not right, or were you comfortable with it? Honestly, I don't really have any strong opinions of the Duelist Kingdom rules, other than they were just wild, but I didn't really think too much about it, if I have to be honest. It's like, okay, cool, this is unusual, but cool, I'll roll with it. But thankfully, later duels were a bit more straightforward. So yeah, that's that. 2. If Pegasus never got his Millennium item stolen, how would this affect the entire series? This feels like another one that could be a What If Wednesday episode. I'm not too sure how much would change. I'm trying to think how Pegasus would stop his Millennium Eye being stolen by Bakura, considering he was drained from his duel with Yugi and couldn't really what are the words I'm looking for, cope with Bakura's little shadow game. I was gonna say I don't think much would be different, but then again, I have to think towards the Waking the Dragon arc, because there is that point where he and Mai had a duel off screen, and she took his soul with the seal of Orichalcos, but I feel like Pegasus would have had more of an advantage in this one, because he can read Mai's mind and see what cards she has. Then again, the thing is, just because you'd have this knowledge doesn't mean you're always going to have a counter. Unless, of course, it's Duelist Kingdom.
And don't forget the duel against Kaiba in the first movie, in the second movie, sorry.
Oh yeah, there's that. It's hard to say whether or not things would change in the movie. If Kaiba still won, then nothing really changes, but it would be pretty interesting what would happen if Kaiba lost again and lost the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. It would be like, well, that's the end of the movie, isn't it? Unless Anubis controls Pegasus instead, and he's the one who challenges Yugi, I guess. But going back to Pegasus versus Mai, I mean, if Pegasus won, then Mai would lose her soul, and Pegasus would be around more to help Yugi and the gang, basically. I mean, I don't know if he'd end up dueling any of the other bikers, but I can see a moment where he'd probably somehow end up losing to any of them or Darts, despite having the Millennium Eye. But yeah, those are the only differences I can think of. 3. What's more to your liking, Relinquished or Toons? Well, both decks are really fun. I mean, I've not played the Relinquished deck in real life, but I did build it on Edo Pro and had some fun with that. But, you know, Toons have been very enjoyable, so much so that they're among my top 60 most favourite decks to play of all time. Plus it's quite fun playing them and doing the Pegasus voice and being like, "Welcome to Toon Kingdom. Now I'll bring out Toon Blackluster Soldier." And I do kind of miss playing that deck in a way, but I'm thinking of doing the next best thing and making a Pegasus character deck.
Oh boy.
Along with a bunch of others, but that won't happen anytime soon because of obvious struggles. But if I do that, there's one dilemma I'd be left with what to do regarding Toon Kingdom. Now, obviously, Pegasus does play this card in the GX anime, but it begs the question of whether or not the immunities it grants the Toons would be too strong for a character duel. Or should I say Toon strong? I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it wouldn't be quite on the level of pre-errata Chaos Emperor Dragon, which of course is way too unfair for a character duel, as demonstrated in earlier videos. But it's like, well, there is background removal that can be used in character duels, and you know, I wouldn't have the luxury of Toon Bookmark, and it never appeared in the anime, and generally Bookmark is a must in Toon decks because it searches Toon World and anything that searches it, including Kingdom, and provides that protection from destruction. But yeah, just to try and balance it out, I obviously wouldn't get that, even though it's something plausible that Pegasus could play. So yeah, that's that.
I have a little idea. Actually, I'm here. Why don't I read the questions and you answer them?
Oh yeah, that could work.
Okay. And the sound is alright? I can do it.
Yeah, the sound is fine, and you know, I can make the audio louder as I edit.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's okay? Okay then. Then let's see. When we are number 4.
Yep, number 4.
What if Kaiba had won against Pegasus in their first duel in Duelist Kingdom? Would season 1 simply end?
Ooh, that is a very good question. Yeah, I guess this could go two ways. I guess Pegasus would have no choice but to free Bakura, and he wouldn't be able to take over Kaiba Corp just like that. But the other thing is there is the remainder of the tournament to consider in this. I mean, I forget the exact details of why Pegasus needs Kyber Corp and the Millennium items. I know, obviously, it would be to revive Cecilia, but there's other details that I'm just not thinking of right now. But yeah, I feel like the Duelist Kingdom tournament would still have to carry on and finish, even though Pegasus doesn't get the luxury of taking over Kyber Corp. It just might be a bit more difficult for him to do what he wants to do. I mean, but then after that, I guess Kyber would probably just, Kyber and Mokuba would just leave, because there's no reason for them to stick around, really. He's basically done what he came here to do. I mean, I guess he could stay and watch the rest of it, but it doesn't seem like something he'd do. Yeah, it's all a bit up in the air. Yeah, I guess that answers that one.
5. Let's say Yugi has Critias, Joey Timaeus, and Kaiba had Hermos. What will change in the Orichalcos arc and cards that were played during that arc?
I feel like the legendary dragons would have different effects. I mean, I guess Critias could still combine himself with other traps that Joey has, like Grave Robber, Fairy Box, Trap Hold of Spikes, Skull Dice. Yeah, all of which are cards that could probably help. I don't know how any of them would help against Mai, but against Rex, I'm sure there's bound to be something that could take down Tyrant Dragon. So maybe combine it with Fairy Box and use it to drop Tyrant Dragon's attack to 0, and then have Red Eyes or someone just attack over it for game. As for Valen, I don't know, I can't really think what could help against him, but yeah, they're just general ideas. Oh, sorry, I'm getting confused here, but you said Yugi has Critias. God.
Okay, right.
It's been a long day. But yeah, obviously a Mirror Force Dragon would still be a thing. And that could be the strongest fusion Yugi would have. And we get a fusion between Critias and Spellbinding Circle as well. That could be interesting, like a walking version of that.
Magic Cylinder.
Yep, Magic Cylinder. Magic Cylinder Dragon. Maybe have a similar effect to Mirror Force Dragon, but it wouldn't be a straight up copycat version.
Now comes the interesting part of Kaiba and Hermos.
Yeah, a lot of his monsters would just become equip cards. Maybe if you combine it with Sagi the Dark Clown, it could have a similar effect to Crush Card Virus, since he mainly uses it with that. And with Blue Eyes, I don't know, maybe we'd get like, not necessarily a Blue Eyes White Dragon sword, but maybe like a Blue Eyes White Dragon claw or gauntlet type thing. Maybe more likely a claw, so that it could equip to another Blue Eyes White Dragon. What else could it combine with?
This knight thingy.
What, Blade Knight?
Yes, Blade Knight. or XYZ
Dragon cannon.
cannon correctly. Yeah, he can make a cannon out of XYZ.
Yeah. Yeah, something could basically combine with Hermos and equip onto the cannon and have an even bigger cannon. Who knows?
Okay. Let's go to number 6.
Yeah.
Would you say that the Noah Ark was needed or not necessary at all?
Honestly, I don't think it was necessary. I mean, it was a good arc with some memorable duels. I mean, as I said before, the duel between Yugi and Joey versus the Big Five, that's one of my top 10 favourite duels ever from the original series. But it didn't really contribute to the overall plot of Battle City. Or I know it was a filler arc, and they're generally done just so the anime or manga can basically catch up with each other.
Yeah, that answers it.
But yeah, these filler arcs don't really move the overall plot along, even though they can be generally very enjoyable.
Like the Orichalcos arc.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of favourites from that arc as well.
Maybe this number 7 is one of my favorite questions I ever asked you.
Oh yes.
Now comes to something very interesting. What would have happened if Arcana and Yugi had a draw in their game?
Ooh. Yeah, that would be interesting. Well, for one thing, because neither of them won, they wouldn't get the other's rarest card, and I don't think they'd get each other's locator cards. So Yugi would be one locator card short, so trying to get to the finals. I guess maybe Marek would still intervene and send Arcana to the Shadow Realm, because technically he didn't win. But I don't know, I don't think much would change. I feel like Yugi would have to get into another duel to try and get that missing locator card. Who he would duel, I don't know. Maybe another new character, or someone else working for Marek, most likely.
The interesting part is, would they survive the chainsaw?
I didn't think about that part. I don't know.
I think technically they both would survive, because the condition to open the box from the other is that the opponent reaches 0 life points. When I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, that's right. That would be the case. I was going to say they would be both sent to the Shadow Realm, but yeah, that does make more sense. Hello, Socks.
Another special guest arrives. Okay, number 8. After Marek's defeat, would you say Arcana returned, or is he dead?
I'm pretty sure he would have come back, because, well, if Mai and Bakura can come back, then everyone else he sent to the Shadow Realm would have come back as well, surely. So, yeah, in this case, I definitely think Arcana would have come back, and who knows, maybe he would have tried to do some stuff to, like, redeem himself, because he is regarded as a tragic villain, basically led down the wrong path by Marek, who just straight up took advantage of him, basically.
But now comes the point. In the Orichalcos arc, when Yugi enters the Valley of the Spirits, he faced the spirit of Yami, Bakura, and other villains he defeated. And if I remember correctly, Arcana was one of the haunting souls, so actually he stayed dead.
Oh, well, so much for what I said.
So that's pretty interesting to know, because just like you said, everyone that was actually sent to the Shadow Realm returned, but Arcana, for example, didn't.
Yeah. Wow.
But I need to rewatch that scene, because I'm not very sure, but I think I had seen Arcana. Okay, number 9 is also an Arcana question.
Oh yeah?
Can it be, after Yugi beaten Arcana, that Yugi discovered the strength of the Dark Magician support cards and included them itself in his deck? The spells, the trap, etc.
I think so, yes. He did see a lot more potential of what could be done with Dark Magician. Hence why later on he had Dark Magic Curtain and Dark Renewal. Oh yeah, and Thousand Knives. Why Dark Magic Attack never came up is beyond me.
Okay, number 10 and last Yu-Gi-Oh! Normal season question. Would you say that the end of Egyptian arc and the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! The first series was good, or was something missing for you? Also, I mean the end with Tem and Yugi playing, and then they are deep in the sun, standing there, and Yugi says, the end of adventure is the beginning of another one.
I think it was a good enough ending, yeah. That's also one of my top 10 favourite duels from the series, and yeah, I feel like it was a good enough ending. Can't really think of anything that was missing from it, so yeah, 10 out of 10 I'd say.
Okay, let's enter Duel Academy. Now comes 10 questions from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. 11. What is your favorite Shadow Rider in GX?
Favourite Shadow Rider? I would say Night Shroud, purely because I'm a Red Eyes fan, even though I'm more on Team Dark Magician, but Red Eyes has been a hot favourite as well, and it was really cool to see Red Eyes Black Dragon pop up in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, even though at first it was in the hands of a villain. So yeah, it was cool to see that, plus one of the evolved forms, Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, which I guess started off a mini trend of showing off the boss monsters in the very first structure decks that we got, like all the way back in 2005. So yeah, that answers that one.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite too. Number 12. Who is the better dino? Huckleberry or Rex Raptor?
I guess I would say Huckleberry, because he's got a more sort of better structured dinosaur deck. I mean, yeah, Rex Raptor was apparently good, so good in fact that he finished second in that regional, but I think Huckleberry's dino deck is a lot better, it's better supported, I would say, whereas Rex has these random ass vanillas, and his boss monster for some reason is a dragon, which is really odd. Like first it was both Red Eyes and Serpent Night Dragon, then it was Tyrant Dragon, and it's like, how does this fit into the theme of dinosaurs? whereas Huckleberry's boss monster is an actual dinosaur, like Black Tyranno, but I think it had a different name, so it's not confused with the real life version, what was it, Dark Tyranno? Like, I did look this up like a little while ago.
I think so, yes. It actually could be the Dark Tyrant.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
to be fair, Mr. Raptor wasn't second in the regional. He was actually second in the Japanese national. So he was the second best player in the entirety of Japan at that time.
Yeah, well, I think we know what we're talking about, right? That final where Rex and Weevil faced each other.
Yes.
But, and to be fair, at least on screen, Hasselberry did win more duels than Rex. Even though Hasselberry didn't win all the time. I mean, what did he have? Like, what? 2 or 3 wins overall?
I think so.
I would try and remember them all, but it's just going to make the video longer than it probably will be already.
Yes, okay. Let's move on to 13. What would happen if Jaden loses the duel in the volcano in Season 1 against Atticus Nightthroat?
It would be pretty bad, that's for sure. I think in that moment, Alexis would challenge Atticus to a duel instead, despite losing a spirit key already. So, yeah, the two of them would duel, and Alexis, I think, for the sake of the plot, would be able to defeat Atticus, free Jaden's soul, and then that's when she'll realise to her shock that Night Shroud is in fact Atticus. I mean, the rest of the duels, like up to near the finale, would, I guess, go the same, but the only big difference is they're down 1 spirit key, and this would mean that Professor Banner, or should I say Abnail, would have been able to gather all the spirit keys to open the spirit gates and unleash the sacred beasts right away. I mean, I guess Jaden would try and stop him still, but it wouldn't be to much avail. But I feel like Kagimaru would turn up like a few episodes earlier, get the sacred beasts into his deck, and then everything would play out the same way. Or maybe alternatively, but no. I was going to say alternatively, Banner might try and use them himself, but I'm not so sure about that. Because he was gathering them for Kagimaru, and I can't think of a reason why he'd try and wield them himself, especially since he does give Jaden Sabatiel. So no, that last bit wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
So,
I actually like the idea that actually Alexis duels Nightthroat instead of Jaden. So it kind of would fit in the plot, actually.
yeah, it's just because she offered to take over from Jaden. That's what made me think that she would duel Night Shroud, like if Jaden lost.
Well, at least she got revenge on Titan.
Oh,
so, 14. Would you say in Season 2, would you say Atticus got rescued in Season 2 from Zane in their duel, or wanted Zane just to win this one?
I think... Well, I don't think Atticus would throw the duel and let Zane win. Like, it doesn't seem like part of the plan to try and get Zane back to normal. But no, I think Zane inadvertently rescued Atticus from Night Shroud's control, well, at that point Zane just cares about victory, it doesn't matter who it's against. Yeah, that answers that one.
15. What is your favorite GX character besides Jaden, Zane, and Esther?
This is a tough one. I should have given myself more time to think about this one. Where's the question? Oh yeah, Jaden, Zane, and Esther. Yeah, that is a tough one. Then again, I guess, just because I really like Crystal Beasts, I guess I'd say Jessie, which would make sense, because again, like Crystal Beasts are another of my top 60 favourite decks of all time, and yeah, they're a ton of fun to play. I mean, it's like Crowler said, Jessie's basically Jaden with a southern accent, so yeah, I'm gonna say Jessie.
Speaking of 16, what for a 16th enemy card? 16, what for a GX enemy card do you always wanted to have in the real TCG?
Well, out of all the ones I can think of, I would have to say Spy Hero, because that's a really cool card, just being able to take a spell from the opponent's graveyard and activate it. So yeah, it is another version of Double Spell, but I think it requires an elemental hero to be on the field, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that would be a cool card to have, and I would try it out in my hero decks, because it could be fun, like copying things like Pot of Greed. I say Pot of Greed just because of Richician format. Twin Twisters. Maybe Pot of Prosperity if need be. Wait, no, Pot of Prosperity wouldn't make sense because heroes need the extra deck.
Okay, then 17. Alexis versus Crowler. Who would win?
This is a tough call, but I feel like Alexis probably would somehow, just because, you know, Cyber Girls and Cyber Angels just seem more consistent than Ancient Gears. That is, if we're talking GX only, Ancient Gears. I mean, even Alexis herself said Crowler talks a big game but plays a terrible one, although this doesn't seem the case, like, later on after she said that, because, you know, because Crowler did beat Chun-Li, he also beat Bonaparte. I can't think of any other duels he won, but
There aren't any other duels he won.
but I feel like there would be multiple ways that Alexis could take down Ancient Gear Golem. You know, maybe even introduce like the bigger Cyber Angels a bit earlier in the game and the anime world. But yeah, basically, long story short, Alexis would be the best guess.
Okay, so talking about bigger, here's number 18. Let's say Alexis said to Jaden that she liked him. Would it change the outcome for Jaden?
Or would this be like in their first duel, or just overall?
Oh no, in the end of season 4, Alexis waited for Jaden to appear, and she actually wanted to tell him I love you, but she didn't. And she just said that she loves his dueling or something like that. And then I guess Jaden, what was this Jaden? I know he made a decision, but I forgot what decision it was. Would you think that his decision actually would change if Alexis said to Jaden that she had feelings for him?
I guess he would stick around, definitely at the end, if she did say that. But I guess he'd definitely do whatever it takes to get her back from that dark place. Like later on, when Night Shroud like traps everyone in that dark space thing. But yeah, Jaden, I think, would definitely stick around more. I guess they would start a relationship as well. Yeah.
Okay, number 19. Would you say Mr., Mrs., or Professor Crowler?
Well, I feel like just because I'd be a bit unsure, I'd probably say Professor. Most probably, I mean, Mrs. would be the first guess, just because of his appearance, but yeah, a Professor would definitely be a safer bet. Because, well, you know what they say, we don't want to assume,
Okay. Number 20 and last GX section question. Do you think that Bastion is a character like Alexis with 2 less screen time and duels, and could they have a better character development?
Yeah, Bastion definitely didn't get enough love and attention in the end. I mean, why his character was done dirty is beyond me. Like, he definitely should have won a lot more duels, and we definitely should have seen the fire dragon that we see in the original opening. Yeah, he was done way too dirty.
Yeah, the fire dragon was actually the bullshit of the ever. Okay, let's wrap it up with question number 21. What would have changed for you, say, Fudo, if Satellite never had that accident during his birth or after his birth?
I feel like you say and everyone who did live in the satellite would have had a much better life. I guess they still wouldn't be among rich people or something like that, but conditions would definitely be a lot better for them, and because of that, there wouldn't be any reason for Jack to basically steal Stardust Dragon and the D-Wheel and then go off to Neo Domino City and become a pro. I mean, I feel like he would try and go off and become a pro anyway, but he'd do it the more honest way, like, you know what I mean.
Number 22. Would you think Jack's actions were right on Season 1, where he stole Yusei's Stardust and his D-Wheel to get him a better life outside of the ghetto?
Absolutely not. I mean, no matter how bad the conditions are, it just wouldn't be right to go as far as, like, stealing nice things off your friends and then just bugger off to the city and live a better life. I feel like there'd be a better way of doing that. Of course, I can't really think what a better way would be, but it's definitely better than stealing stuff off your friends and just, well, being a jerk, basically.
Okay, 23. 5D's Jack Atlas versus Akiza. Who would win?
I feel like Jack would probably win. I mean, Alexis is good, But
oh no, not Lex, Akiza.
sorry, Akiza. Yeah. Well, I know who you meant. I just got the names mixed up. Yeah, I feel like, well, I still say Jack would win. I mean, Akiza is good, but I don't know if what she has would be able to cope with what Jack has. I mean, yeah, if he's got an overwhelming board, including Red Dragon Archfiend, Black Rose Dragon could get rid of it. But I feel like there's ways that Jack would be able to make a comeback and just be absolutely overwhelming. And I guess because he's played in a lot of tournaments and has more competitive experience than Alexis, that would give him an edge, definitely.
24. Would you say it was right that only Jack and Yusei got their advanced Synchro Ace forms in the series? Nova Dragon, Shooting Star, etc. Would you say that the other signers should also have one advanced form?
I mean, it would have been interesting if the others got an advanced form, but I would say it does feel more right that the protagonist and the rival have upgraded forms. It just makes sense and just creates hype, for these characters and their ace monsters. I mean, it would be hard to say like how I'd feel about like a Black Rose Dragon Assault mode, for instance, or Ancient Fairy Dragon Assault mode. I mean, yeah, all these Signer Dragons got upgraded forms later on, but that was long after 5Ds ended. But I think Stardust and Red Dragon Archfiend getting all these forms just seems better,
Okay, 25. Who is your favorite Dark Signer?
Favorite Dark Signer? That is a tricky one. I just need to remember them all. Rex, Roman, Divac, Misty, Carly, Kryger, who's the other one I'm missing? Wait, that can't be it, can it?
That monkey guy, maybe?
Yeah, that was Divac.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Callan. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that is a tough one. I've never really had much favouritism towards any of the Dark Signers. I guess I would have to say Carly, just because, well, the Fortune Ladies are really cool, and Asilipiscu is one of the better Earthbound Immortals, definitely. Or at least it's one of my favourite ones, just because it's like an early version of Elementary Absolute Zero. Yeah.
Okay. 26. Which Dark Signer is your least favorite and why?
The least favourite? Yeah, that's a tough one as well. I mean, see, I would say Callan, but it doesn't feel right, because people's originally a more heroic character, and then he became one again later on. And I was going to say it because I hate Infernities, but I don't think that's a good enough reason. No, I would say probably Divac, purely because he's cruel to the creatures in the spirit world, and apparently was part of a cult. I mean, it wasn't specified in the anime, but apparently it was specified like in some magazine, I think, if I remember correctly from the wiki. Yeah, I'm just going to say DVAC for this one.
Okay. 27. Quasar, Blazar, and Zephyr. Which one is the best one for you in design, not in effect?
So the artwork, basically.
Yup.
It's difficult. It's a toss-up between Shooting Quasar Dragon and Zephyr Dragon, or however you say it. I mean, the artwork for Quasar is amazing and pretty badass, but Zephyr looks more majestic and elegant, I would say, and very shiny. But if I had to pick one, I guess it would have to be Shooting Quasar Dragon.
Good choice. 28. Which is your favorite D-Wheel?
Favorite D-Wheel? Now that I really think about it, I feel like it would be Crow's one, just because it can. Well, it's able to do things that I haven't really seen Yusei's or Jax be able to do, like spread wings, if I'm remembering correctly, and what else could it do? I'm drawing a blank here, but the design is very badass as well.
29. What is better, duels with or without D-Wheels?
I guess I'm a sucker for without, just because, well, I'm an old school duelist. I liked duels how they were, with just standing with dual discs, basically. I mean, duels with D-Wheels and later on surfboards did make them interesting and keep things fresh, but I think I'm always just going to be a fan of standing with dual discs.
Okay. And last 5D's question. And last Yugi question, actually. What do you think about the change in 5Ds that only speed spells can be activated instead of the regular spells?
I think it's a nice little addition to the series. It definitely made them a lot more interesting, and was a cool way to force players to basically be more creative with their deck building and manage speed counters. But it's still cool to have the monster effects and traps compensate for the restriction.
Okay, let's move on with number 31. Welcome to reality. Do you enjoy gardening?
Yeah, I do quite enjoy it, yeah. I mean, it's quite satisfying pulling up some weeds and just getting rid of them from like a garden or field or what have you, and should there be any vegetables, it's quite satisfying being able to dig those up. Of course, after a few hours, it can get a bit tedious after a while, and just have me be like, I want to sit down. But no, tidying up a garden is pretty rewarding.
32. What plants do you currently have in your garden?
Well, at the moment, there's only these really pretty fancy ones that Emma and her mum brought back here like a few months back. One of them's a hydrangea, and I forget the name of the other one, but it's got some other fancy name. But yeah, we've got those on planted in the back garden. Whether we'll add more later on, I'm not quite sure. Maybe not, because it might make mowing the lawn a bit difficult.
Okay, 33. Are there any plants that you would like to have in your garden?
I can't really think of any that I want to put in. I mean, maybe there is something, but I'm not, well, despite saying I quite like gardening, I'm not much of a plant expert. Can't really think of anything I'd want to add. I mean, it's quite nice the way it is, but, you know, my mind could always change, you never know.
It's 34. Have the cats destroyed anything in the garden or in the house while they were with you?
Not exactly, although Bertie did break a branch off one of the plants I mentioned earlier. But no, they actually haven't broken anything. I mean, you would think they would, but generally they're good about not breaking things. It's just Bertie climbing up onto things that he shouldn't do. That's basically the worst thing that he's done, I would say.
Okay, number 35. Is there something Emma likes to eat and you try to cook it as well as possible, but somehow you can't manage it?
No, I don't think there's actually been anything that I can think of. I mean, some time ago, there were these lamb meatballs, but I was able to manage that just fine.
Sounds nice. 36. Have you ever fished or watched someone fish?
I have never fished myself, but as I have watched other people do it, sometimes when I or me and Emma walk along the seafront, we sometimes see people fishing, but never stick around long enough to see if they've caught anything, because, well, obviously we're just doing too much walking.
37. Do you think you produce too many videos per week and would perhaps like to only upload something on certain days?
Yeah, I feel like maybe I do upload a bit too much for my liking. I mean, I try not to, and I generally try to space it out as much as possible. Like, if I go with 2, for instance, I always try and leave a 2-hour gap. Whereas if I want to put up 3 in a day, I leave a 6-hour gap between them, just to do what I can to not have too much at once and allow everyone to catch up. And even though it might seem like a lot, at the same time, I just worry that if I do like 1 at a time, for instance, then I'm going to fall behind, and then it's going to create too much backlog. So, yeah, that is one downside of enjoying making videos too much. But it is something I'm still working on. I mean, even though I've done this for a long time, I'm still just doing what I can to find a good balance and make sure not too much is being put up at once. I mean, for instance, at the moment, I've still got the dual recreation series just being uploaded and scheduled, and also at the moment there is the September 2007 mini tournament I have going on with Dark Magic Cup of 1985, and something I've started recently, which I did film like a few months beforehand, which was the clash of main past formats. So I'm sort of working on a scheduling arrangement for both of those, just so not too much is being put up at once. But yeah, that answers that one.
Okay, number 38. Did your move away hurt the Team Sorceress channel, or do you think it's everything normal, as usual?
I guess in a way it kind of hurt a bit. I mean, there's still content being put up, even if it's mainly What If Wednesday. But yeah, ever since I did move away, it's not been the same, because obviously I'm over here, and the rest of the team are like miles away, like in that direction, kind of. So now it is a bit difficult now to do the things that we normally do, which is duels, Mad Libs, and spicy food challenges. Although I guess we could do these things over a call or something. Although that being said, we were able to get together like on the evening that ban list came out. Everyone except Emma was all in a group call just talking about that. To be fair, Emma needed to go to bed early, which is fair enough. So yeah, I would agree with Weber's 5 when I say that it was nice to get basically the whole team together for something like this. But obviously the other members are very welcome to put up content themselves on the channel, but it's generally just me that does it, although there's apparently been some difficulty with logins, but I'm not going to get into that over here. But yeah, I'm doing what I can to keep it going, even if it's just What If Wednesday and deck building challenges, which I'll get back to eventually, like same with Mad Libs. I need to get some games of Mad Libs going, because it's always funny just doing those with anyone in the team, and I end up bursting out laughing as I'm writing out the story. Because, as said before, I'm just a giggly little bitch.
Okay, number 39. Have you ever built a deck and then talked while playing? What the hell did I put together?
I don't think I did. There wasn't anything that made me think that, although there have been decks I've put together where I wasn't sure if it would work or not, and then it turns out working better than I thought, such as version 2 of my Legendary Hero deck, for instance.
Okay, number 40, and this is the last question for me. Then you have the obliterate question wall behind you. Okay, number 40. What was your very first question you received from someone at your very first Q&A?
Oh, I am badly prepared for this. I was meant to look this up beforehand, but now I just need to go back and look real quick. This shouldn't take long. where's my Q&A playlist?
Or you still have it after all these years?
Yeah, it's still on my channel, and again, all my Q&As are in a playlist.
Oh no, I mean the very first Q&A you made, not the very first after you recreated the channel.
Oh.
The very first.
Oh, well, that's a very tough one to remember, because it's been so long now. I mean, yeah, I have an excellent memory, but it's not that excellent. So this would have been in 2011, before it became an official series. Yeah.
You're getting old.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Okay, I talked because I don't know you back then. Okay, I don't have YouTube back then, but maybe it was something special and you would remember it. But do you know who was it that stated the very first question?
Well, it was. My guess is probably way off, but it probably would have been either Emma Blue Eyes 10 or Neo Nexodus, or that I could be just completely wrong, and it would have been someone else.
Crazy names. Okay, I really hope that these questions were enough for your Q&A, and I say it out loud live in this video again. I wish you all the best, my friend. And
thank you.
Here's to another 200 Q&As in the future. I give you warm greetings from Germany.
Thanks very much.
Okay, the rest of the questions you have to read actually.
Yeah, there's still, wait, how many are there here?
We should have 4 from Weber's 5 and 4 from, I guess, John Cross.
Yeah, there's 4 from John Cross, 5 from Weber's 5, and 4 from Wyvern Watch. But yeah, John Cross will have put in the next questions. 1. What is your favourite forbidden spell? Lance, Dress, or Chalice? I feel like it would be a toss-up between Dress and Chalice. I mean, I don't know which one I like more. I mean, Chalice is a great monster effect negation card, but Lance is something that I've used the most, particularly in Dark Magician and Rainbow Neos, at least during 2014, 15 and 16. Yeah, they were mainly put in for as good ways to counter Bottomless and D-Prison. Like, even though Bottomless was limited at the time, and for a little bit D-Prison was semi-limited. Lance was just such a helpful spell. I guess I'll go with Lance.
Interesting that he forgot Droplet.
Yeah, I guess so. And Scripture. I guess, to be fair, Scripture is one that people forget exists. What was it? Oh yeah, but going back to Chalice, I have been using it more in pass format decks, like mainly my Edison Spellcaster deck. Because when I learned that cards from Shining Darkness and Duelist Genesis aren't legal in Edison decks, I had to drop the effect veils I had in there and simply replace it with Chalice. And it's just been pretty helpful. 2. Want to be Frosty the Snowman or a bear? I think I would have to say a bear, because purely because snowmen are vulnerable to heat, and quite frankly, I don't want to get deleted by melting away, basically.
The question is, do you want to be ice cold or very hairy?
Or of course, there is the other question, which is, do you want to be a snowman? That was probably not a good impression of, what's her name, Elsa from Frozen, which I've never watched. Although that being said, I have a friend who did say she wanted to show me Frozen, although that was a while ago.
Remembers me of the Instagram meme where I sent you Donald Duck singing the Frozen song.
3. Have you seen the White Christmas movie yet? My favourite is Jack Frost. Jack Frost's movie, and It's a Wonderful Life movie. I don't think I've heard of a movie called White Christmas, but so no, I wouldn't have seen it. And 4. What are your thoughts on Chronicle Magician and Moon Magician? I don't know what Moon Magician is. Isn't Chronicle Magician that level 4 spellcaster that works in Blue Eyes and Dark Magician?
Yes.
Right, I need to...
What Moon Magician? What the hell is a Moon Magician?
I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Chronicle Magician's the level 7 one. A guy that special summons itself. I mean, yeah, Chronicle Magician is pretty cool, although I couldn't really find a way to fit it into my Dark Magician Blue Eyes White Dragon decks. I mean, giving them a buff would be nice, but in the end I just needed room for other things. Plus with Chronicle Magician in a Blue Eyes deck, it would be a bit hard to use it as Synchro or Xyz material. Right, let's look up this Moon, but oh, there is actually a card called Moon Magician, okay. But I've never seen this card before in my life. What does it do? If your opponent controls an Xyz monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Moon Magician once per turn this way. If this is normal special summoned, you can target one level 4 monster in your graveyard, except Moon Magician, special summon it, but negate its effects. Huh. Yeah, why have I never heard of this? Well, to answer the question, Moon Magician seems pretty cool. Could work really well in a rank 4 deck of some kind. I mean, if I had the room in my Utopia deck, I'd probably put it in, but I don't know. And it's nice that it's an 1800 beat stick as well. Okay, next questions are from Weber's 5. And he also looked through your questions actually and made sure he didn't put in any duplicates. It doesn't look like he has. 1. Are you going to try the new Genesis rules, even if it's just once? Yeah, I had a feeling someone would ask me about that. But yeah, I'm sure everyone's heard by now that Konami introduced a new way of dueling, or a new format where basically there's no links or pendulums and there's no ban list, but what it lacks in a ban list is made up for with the fact that certain cards are assigned points, and most cards are 0, but there's certain ones. But I mean, my initial thoughts are kind of mixed. I mean, it is a cool idea, but at the same time, I don't really like the idea of having no ban lists. It's like, I'm not sure I want to put up with the likes of Baron de Fleur, Confiscation, Delinquent Duo, Cold Wave, Imperial Order, like
Mystic Mine.
yeah, Mystic bloody Mine. Like, there's so many banned cards in the game that I hate with a passion and just don't want to deal with anymore. I mean, sure, some of these like require like 100 points or like a pretty high number, so you can't play a play set, but still, it's like, I don't know if I can put up with this. Like, same with any of the negates and floodgates that are floating around that require a high amount of points. Now, it has been said that the standard cap for an event is 100, but certain locals can set the cap to whatever number they choose. From what I've seen, so it's like, well, so the higher the cap points, the more cards you could play, which is, I don't know, it feels a bit too much and kind of toxic. As well, what if there's an event with a really high cap? Then what's going to stop anyone play sets of really annoying, toxic cards like Cold Wave, Mystic Mine, or Baron de Fleur? I mean, it is tempting to look over all my decks and see if any of the point systems would affect them. But I mean, at the moment, it doesn't look like Dark Magician and Elemental Heroes would really be affected. Even though I've got Regeki and Monster Reborn, and they cost some points. Same with Pot of Greed, but at the same time, like, I just don't know if I can get on board with it. I mean, but again, maybe my mind could change, but I don't know.
I will not. There are so many toxic decks in this format that I already seen. Exodia, FTK, Mystic Mine, Burn. Nah, I passed this one.
Well, what can we say? Konami can't please everyone. 2. So far, the Skilled Colour Magician series has black, white, red, blue, and chestnut, each referring to one of Yugi's monsters: Dark Magician, Buster Blader, Summon Skull, Gaia, and Karibo. If they were to add green and or yellow, which monsters do you think they'd apply to? If it was green, that's a tough one. I guess green could maybe refer to Celtic Guardian or Feral Imp. I was going to say the gadgets, because of green gadget, but I don't know. But that could also apply to yellow as well. So I feel like green would be assigned more to Celtic Guardian and Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, and who knows, maybe that could be the start of support to make that an actual deck. And as for yellow, maybe
That's an easy one.
Oh, is it?
Yes, Sam Skull.
But that's already been assigned to red, though.
Oh.
Yeah, as a Skilled Red Magician brings it out, or any Archfiend card, really. But as for yellow, I would say either Curse of Dragon or any of the Magnet Warriors, maybe. Then again, there's only really yellow on beta, as rather than gamma, alpha, and Valkyrian. So maybe Curse of Dragon would be more likely. 3. Do you have a favourite evolved form of Dark Magician? By evolved, I mean any monster that requires Dark Magician to be used for its summon. Well, there are a couple of forms that I have favourites for. Dark Paladin and Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. I mean, Dark Paladin is like one of my absolute favourite fusions of all time. In fact, it was my original favourite fusion before Shining Flare Wingman came along, but now it's been bumped down to 3rd favourite. Whereas Dark Magician the Dragon Knight just so happens to be my favourite dragon monster in the game. It's a toss-up between them, although Dark Paladin is more iconic. 4. Considering Graceful Charity is banned, do you think the TCG could get the anime's Disgraceful Charity and be fine? I guess it would be, yeah, because outside of Dark World there's not much, not a lot of effects that involve discarding. But then again, do we really want to give this card to Dark World?
What is Disgraceful Charity?
You basically add back from your grave to your hands any cards that were discarded, presumably by a card effect. Because Yugi and Jaden both used this card. Yugi used it after playing Card Destruction, and Jaden played it after playing Graceful Charity. But then again, with Dark World, like, it depends if said Dark World player would want those cards back. Like Grapha, for instance. I mean, you'd preferably want to discard Grapha, have it pop something, then put out Beige, for instance, then bounce it back for Grapha. Like, whereas if you recycled the Grapha back to hand, that kind of makes it awkward and difficult to do much after that. So, I don't know. But I guess for the most part I'd say, yeah, Disgraceful Charity would be fine. Not that I'd use it for anything, but I would want it for both my Yugi and Jaden character deck collections. And 5. Do you like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? If so, do you have a favourite version of the series? I enjoyed the 2003 version as a series, but each version has had a really good theme song. Yes, I do actually. Like, that was one of the cartoons I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. Yeah, that was one of the cartoons from the 80s and 90s that I would absolutely love. Even had the toys and everything. But which I guess answers the other question. I liked the original version of the series. The version that started in 1987 but ended in 1996. Yeah, that's the one that holds a more special place to me. Oh yeah, and the theme song was incredible. Exactly. And the last 4 are from Wyvern Watch. 1. I really enjoyed the Pet Peeves skit you did this week. Or it would be last week now. Are you planning any more of these? I would like to do more of these, yes. Yeah, they are a lot of fun to do, even though I've not done a lot of them. Because so far it was just that one, it was the Trading Pet Peeves one, and I guess some older Joke of the Week episodes. Now, normally I generally prefer not to copy what other YouTubers do, because, well, I know other YouTubers like Team Samurai X, Milano the Duelist have done Yu-Gi-Oh skits, but these Yu-Gi-Oh skits are a lot of fun, and I would like to do them as well, and definitely bring back more comedy to this channel, as it needs some more comedy around here, and we all need a good laugh. And to be fair, this did start out originally as a comedy channel, but obviously it evolved more into a Yu-Gi-Oh channel over time. But I feel like if I did want to do a skit, I'd have to try and do something that others haven't done, or even if they have done it, I want to do my own version of it. But something different would be preferable, because it would be like, because if I did something someone else did, then it would just be like, ugh, I've seen this before, in the minds of a viewer. Anyway, long story short, I would love to do more skits, yes. I just need to think of what I'd want to do. 2. The full list of Doom of Dimensions is available now. Is there anything on the list you'll be picking up? I've gone for the Akiza support, as there are... Oh, but there are some really nice supers and commons as well. I haven't seen the full list, to be honest. I mean, all I know is that there's support for Akiza, support for DDDs, plus Yummies. Oh yeah, that's support. So I was going to say no, but then I did just remember that there were a couple of Yummy cards in the set, which Emma's going to want for her Yummy deck, so... I'll pick those up, but I can't think what else I want from there. I mean, in terms of what I want, I honestly can't think of anything.
I did pick up some cards.
Oh yeah, what did you pick up?
You will see in the edition format.
Fair enough. Can't wait. Oh, and speaking of Emma, 3. Which deck? I swear I'm just tired. Which deck is Emma planning on next? I'd be happy to see if I have any spares, that's all. Well, there's still quite a few decks that Emma's got in the works that we haven't been able to finish. And it's not just Yummy, but we're also still working on Dragon Maids, Maturias, Madolches, and Ghost Tricks. And is that it? I feel like that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Can't think. Yeah, it's just those 5 decks, but they're not even close to being finished. It's been really hard to get the bits and pieces for those. I still need more work, and I've not been able to go to any locals of some kind. Although I have been thinking about going to the ones that I mentioned in other videos, like the one in Canterbury and the one in Ramsgate. I'm just a little unsure at the moment because of time and money. Plus I do miss going to one and hanging out with people and having duels and having silly, stupid shit happen in battle royales or something. Which I guess is something kind of relates to what I talked about in that top 10 video, which is top 10 things about tournaments that I miss. Although this would be more something about a locals just in general that I miss. But we'll get there eventually. And there is the fact that I'm still after cards myself for collections and decks that I'm working on. But yeah, obviously I can send you a list of things that Emma still needs. Although a Silver Cyclone is also working on that too. And finally, the last question of the whole video is a riddle, which is different. Quick riddle for you. I don't think this is going to be a quick one. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but you can't go outside. What am I? See, I did read this question last night and it left me completely bamboozled. See, I'm trying to decide whether this is a play on words regarding keys or whether or not there is an actual answer to this. This could take forever to think of. Keys but no locks. Space.
Oh, I know it.
Oh, you know it. Oh. Well, I feel like you probably shouldn't tell me in case that would be considered cheating. But yeah, I don't know who should give me the right answer to this, like you or Wyvern Watch. I've no idea if I can ask for a clue. Like, is that allowed? But maybe I should have asked him beforehand. Like, am I allowed a clue?
And I don't know if this is this right, but I'm thinking, but I have actually an idea what could it be.
Well, I guess a guess doesn't hurt.
Okay, how do I say it in English? You could say it is an daily object.
A daily object? Yeah, I'm still stumped. See, I was going to say an actual lock, but it says right there, no locks.
So you have no idea? So should I say my idea, or is this not allowed?
Well, it depends whether or not your idea is either correct or it's just a best guess.
I would. Okay, can you repeat the riddle?
Yeah, I can.
That I was.
Well, I can repeat it. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but you can't go outside.
I think that the most important words are enter, space, and what was it, lock? When I think about these three words, then I actually think about a computer or what's the English word, keyboard? Because it has you can press enter, you can press lock, and you have the space button. That's what I was thinking, but maybe I am thinking way too. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, this does make sense. Because I did have one other guess, but I was probably going to be way off, and that's a prison cell.
Oh wait, you can enter but not leave. It has locks but no key. But then you actually need keys to open it.
Yeah,
but okay, a keyboard also needs some kind of keys to access it. So like a password or something like that. So maybe we are both off.
But the the fact that it's computery stuff does sound like it makes sense. But you know, if I did put that as the final answer, then I'm hoping that won't be classed as cheating because you helped me out with it. Unless this could be considered like a team exercise. Can we count that? Can we say that this was a team effort? Is that allowed? I hope it's allowed.
Or maybe I team up with him and want to confuse you, so you cannot answer the riddle right.
Yeah,
the mind games, Richard, the mind games.
That is plausible, to be fair. Yeah, I think, thinking about it more, I think it is a keyboard. Yeah, a computer keyboard. Yeah, I'm just going to say that, and you know, if this was considered cheating, I apologise, and we can make the official answer, I don't know, like, if, you know, well, you set the riddle whatever was, so it's up to you to make a decision here.
Well, you didn't say you don't know, you actually did say it could be a prison cell.
Yeah, there is that too. But yeah, I think that's going to do it, and bloody hell, we are 1 hour and 31 minutes into this, by the way.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean, I knew this would be a long episode, although I didn't think it would be that long.
That's what she said.
Well, at least you beat Dragon Master 25 to it, because I was literally about to say, Kynan, don't say that's what she said, but now you said it. Even though that's what she said, jokes are funny. And so, yeah, that is it. That is every single question that's been answered. Like, thank you very much, you guys, for your questions. Very cool ones, as always, especially for this 200th episode, and this was a cool, like, celebratory format of doing it, just having a guest come on and read off the questions, and yeah, if you guys have any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below, and remember, I do these episodes every Wednesday afternoon or evening, UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then, so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and thanks for congratulating me on the 200th episode, and thank you, Gungnir, for joining me.
No problem, every time again.
And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.